Welcome to the Sisterhood podcast, where faith meets real talk and sisterhood means doing life together. Hosted by Ashleigh and Megan, this is your space to be seen, heard, and reminded that you don't have to do life or faith alone. We're just two friends chasing Jesus and inviting you into the journey.
Because the road gets sweeter when we walk it together. Whether you're navigating your purpose, building community, or just need a soul refresh, we got you.
So grab your coffee
And pull up a seat at the table.
This is the Sisterhood podcast. Let's grow in faith together. Hi, welcome to the Sisterhood podcast. I'm Ashleigh, and today it's not Megan. I have my husband Caleb with me, and we are going to do similar to Megan and Seth last week. We are going to do some rapid fire questions from marriage to parenting, life, all the things. And so I'm glad to have you on here.
I'm delighted
You're
to be here.
You're delighted. So this is, like I said, my husband Caleb. We have been married. August was 10 years. We will celebrate actually 11 years today when this comes out. It'll be 11 years together. And so we are very excited to do this. I don't know if we're funny. We'll see. But we'll get going with this. So I'm going to let Caleb, do you want to introduce yourself? Kind of like,
You already did.
I know, but share a little bit about who you are and maybe, share. So they've heard me tell how we got together and how we started dating from my perspective. Why don't you share your perspective of
I don't think I can share that.
how we, not like that, how we started dating or how we connected?
So I was over girlfriends and I just prayed and asked the Lord to give me a wife. And I remember walking in the back of the church one day and I saw this beautiful blonde-headed woman on the church stage singing, and the Lord said, "That's her." And so she was a little hard to get at first. I had to chase her for a while, but finally calf roped her and tied her up.
Half roped me and tied
Took
me.
about 5 months, but she's worth it.
So we started dating
October 2nd, 2014.
Yeah, 2014. And so it's been a wild ride. I think, for me at least, I think we kind of skipped the honeymoon phase. I think we started out with our challenges. I think marriage was a lot different than what we both maybe thought it was going to be. And so I think now we're getting to experience the honeymoon phase. We're just, I don't want to say
Excited.
Yeah, excited and ready to see what life has. So we're going to have, like I said, some funny questions, some serious questions, and we'll just kind of see where it goes. So my first question is, what's harder, keeping up with me, Charleigh, or a deer in the woods?
I would say a deer in the woods.
Oh yeah, you have to wait for them.
I would say a deer in the woods because I only have 3 months out of the year to pursue them. I can pursue you yearly, day after day.
Well, then let's get into the fun question. All right. Who is more competitive?
Say you.
Yeah, for sure. He doesn't play a lot of games. He doesn't play games. He played like football and sports in high school and middle school, but I grew up in a family where we played board games and card games and just anything like that. And so I definitely want to win, and he cares nothing about those.
I am.
Yeah. All right. Who has the better playlist on road trips?
I don't have a playlist. I have Pandora and that's it.
Yeah. He does. So I guess our longest road trip was last summer. We drove out to Montana, and we had a couple episodes of the podcast coming out, and the podcast had only been going for maybe like 2 months or maybe only a month since when we drove out there. And so I was excited about like listening to us. And so he listened to one of them because I knew it wasn't going to be like super female focused. And so he listened to that one. And then I think it was music the rest of the way until we got to parts where we didn't have service. But he's more of just a ride with the windows down and have nothing on. And I'm the one that's like
blaring
music and acting all the things out. So we have fun with that. There's times where he's like, "Can we turn this down and just
Leave
Right
me
in
alone.
silence. And then there was 2 points. There was points in the drive as well that he put on his headphones and he listened to his podcast or whatever he was listening to, and I did the same because Charlie was sleeping in the back. So, it was a 31-hour road trip, so it was okay to take some of those times. Next question. Who is more likely to start an argument? I will start an argument, but if I only start an argument if I want you to
Argue back.
Yes, and he doesn't argue. He does
Yeah.
sometimes. He will sometimes argue, but a lot of the times it's if he pushes he will what he does is he'll push a button, like, that he knows is gonna irritate me or get me going, and then when I react to it, then he's like, "I don't wanna argue about this." I'm like, "Well, you push the button." So, yeah, I will start it, and he typically ends it because it doesn't go further than that. Who apologizes first?
Me.
There are some instances where I do.
No, you just turn your nose up and won't talk to me until I do apologize.
That's not true. I will apologize and take ownership
Eventually.
but sometimes I
After
need
I
to sit in it.
apologize.
Sometimes I need to sit in it. All right. What is one habit the other has that drives what's one habit that I have that drives you crazy?
Leaving cups with drink in them on the counter.
I've gotten better about that.
Chick-fil-A cup. It doesn't matter now.
Yeah. So it's like, I just got back in the country. I was like, I don't have Chick-fil-A.
Stay focused.
I am. For me, he leaves shoes literally all over the house. And
No. Not
well,
all
all,
over the
it's in the
kitchen.
kitchen and the living room. And like 3 or 4 pairs. And it's like his work boots or just
That's all I have is work boots.
yeah. And so he leaves them just in like little places. And I very much want them to be where shoes go in our bedroom.
You want to mention your shoes?
My shoes are all in the bedroom. In the closet. They may be a lot.
Piled up in the closet.
It might be a lot, but they're in there. All right. What's one way that I show love that means the most to you?
Definitely rubbing my head. Just letting me, it's like scratching with your nails. Just letting me lay there and do that.
For me, from him, it's, yeah, he's already saying it. It's when he just holds me in a hug. That is for sure my safe. I can instantly feel myself like regulating. And there were points. So I just got back from Honduras on Monday. And anytime I'm in the airport, I just get really anxious because I'm like, we're going to miss the flight or something's going to happen where things are going to get delayed. I'm not necessarily worried about my bags as much anymore because they always end up making it to where you're going for the most part. But for me, it's always like worst case scenario. And I just remember at one point I went with Candace, who's been on here before, and I just looked at her and I was like, I just need Caleb and like a hug from him because my heart just was racing and it wouldn't calm down. And so he is for sure my like safe space where I know that if I'm with him, I'm good. So, what is one thing you've learned about marriage that you didn't expect?
It's a lot of work daily.
It is.
Daily takes you being intentional.
Yeah. And I would say that's kind of my thing too. I think growing up with parents who like actively or they not hid a lot of things, but you didn't see the hard parts of marriage like displayed. So I didn't think I thought it was going to be like a walk in the park, but like learning to argue well for it to be productive and you get to a point where like you're not just both walking away frustrated or you're coming to an agreement somehow that way that you
Reach
can
a resolution and not a competition.
Yes.
See who can win.
Yes. And then knowing that your marriage is not going to look like everybody else's. I think you go in, or at least I did. I went in with what I thought marriage was supposed to look like. And when it didn't look like that, I think it set me up for disappointment and it put expectations on you that you didn't even know I had because obviously I wasn't expressing those. I was just getting mad. What is your favorite date night memory? Mine, so I bought these the Adventure Quest.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
I bought these Adventure Quests. So we have the book and then the set that I got came with like a 3-pack card thing. So
We have a lot of date nights.
we do. We haven't had one in a while. We need to do one after the wedding this weekend. But we did one. It was like red means go. And so it, like, sets you up, obviously, to end in the bedroom, and so the first part, like, there's different, like, things it wants you to do, so you're supposed to have this, like, token that comes with it, and if the one of the person put like, you couldn't touch during the dinner or the ride over until somebody showed I think it was just you were supposed to pick something out, but when that thing was revealed, you could touch and, like, be connected. And then when it went away, there was no more touching. And so it's like building the excitement. And then it had some questions to ask, and they were more like intimate, sexy questions. And so it's not typically how I do. I don't do PDA. I'm not a very big, like, make out in public type person. And so one of his, like, prompts was to make out with me, and he was like
The dinner table.
yeah, he was like, "I'm not doing this because I know you lose your mind." And so then the next part of it was we had to go to a store and pick out, like, 3 things that were red, um, that we would incorporate later in the evening. And so we went and did that, and then we got home, and it was like, what, strip poker or something?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was some kind of questions. Anyways, I lost because he answered first or something. And then you were supposed to incorporate and show the things you picked out. And I just remember laughing so hard that night because he came out with like these red Speedo underwear. And I was just like, never in my life did I think I would
Not any
see.
children on this.
No, there's no, but it was funny. And that one's probably one of my favorites. But we like to, I don't know, our date nights are pretty chill. Sometimes we change it up and drive all the way to Clayton, Georgia.
Not too adventurous.
No. All right. Let's move on to we'll talk about Charleigh for a second. So you've heard me on here talk about what it was like trying to get pregnant with Charleigh and that struggle, and you've heard my perspective, but I wanted him to share too in this because a lot of times when especially the wife is going through the mental and the physical part of trying to get pregnant and dealing with infertility, we don't necessarily we forget about the husband, but we don't really consider where they are. And so I kind of want you to share just how you felt and kind of what you were walking through in those months leading up to trying to have Charleigh and then even these last 2 with the miscarriages.
My main focus was just to be there for you. I think men have the unique ability to push their feelings aside when they have someone close to them that is hurting, or I do at least, because I just wanted to be there for you and make sure that you were okay, physically and mentally.
Yeah.
But there was a point in time where I did break down emotionally, but I just wanted to be there for you. I
Yeah.
guess I was in protector mode.
Yeah, for sure. And he did a great job in doing that. And we've had moments after the miscarriages and things like that where he spoke some hard truths, but they were things that I needed to hear. In that moment, I didn't want to hear him. Obviously, that was where I tend to fight back. But at the same time, we've both been able to. He's held me. He's heard my thoughts, my cries, all of those things, and just been a really good listener. And that's where I would encourage you if you've walked through anything like that as well, even if it has nothing to do with infertility, if it's your mental health or your spiritual walk or parenting, sometimes they don't know if we don't tell them. And so I would encourage you if you're struggling in an area, whether it be with relationships outside of the home, with family dynamics, things like that, if you let them know and talk about it and share where you're at, that invites them into your situation and you're not dealing with it alone. Because I think a lot of the times we try to keep those things separate, and it's easier when he can be part of it as well. So with Charleigh, well, we'll say, what's your funniest memory with Charleigh?
Funniest. I would have to think on that a while, because she's always funny.
She is very funny. And she's into this, I don't know what, I guess
I
in
think
kindergarten.
I guess my funniest would be whenever you were tickling her in the chair. She sat up. I was like, "Daddy's home."
Daddy's home, yes. So we have a video.
Trying you to quit tickling.
Yeah. She really is. She's so funny, and she's quick-witted and just
And when she was standing in front of the TV singing with no drawers on, scratching her rear end.
Yes. She's so funny, and I'm so thankful for her. I'm thankful that I get to raise her with you. And she's in this stage now. I don't think it was as big in kindergarten because I think she was still just new to school, but she is, like, coming home with all the phrases right now. She's not doing the, like, 6, 7 thing, which I still don't know what that means, but she calls us bruh, and I was like, I did not think I would
Huh.
reach that for a while, and she did that one day, I know, like, 10 times, and I was like, "Alright, my name's Mommy, and if you say bruh one more time, I'm gonna find out." So that's been funny too, and then he was doing something to her at nighttime when we do our bedtime routine, and he did something, and she was like, "Busted!" I don't
What it
remember
was.
what she said, but it was one of those things that it was I don't know. She's just funny. She's got a good personality. She gets shy if she doesn't wanna talk, but she really is fun. What is one prayer you always pray over her?
That she would follow the Lord and run after Him and seek what He wants her to do in life above all.
And that's kind of and then I say the same prayer, and I probably should change it up every now and again, but I say the same prayer over her every night, and there's this part that I say, um, that she would be all God has called her and created her to be. And that is my prayer for her because the world tries to obviously define at such a young age who our kids are supposed to be, and I want her to be exactly who God's called her to be. I don't want her to be anybody else, anything else. I want her to do exactly what she's supposed to do. So we line up on that one. What is one lesson you hope she carries into adulthood?
Not to chase after the things of this world.
Yeah. I think for me, is she's so kind and she's willing to help anybody. And I want that to stay the same. She loves when we get the opportunity to go on mission trips. She loves to serve, and I want her to continue to always be the hands and feet of Jesus. We'll get back to funny. So, who of us is the one to start a late night intense conversation right before bed? That's when
Never fails.
I do. We'll be laying on the
Right as
bed.
my eyes closed. So what did you think about going to sleep? Yeah, I love that idea.
Well, it's like moms get it when you're running around and doing different things, and like he's watching TV or something and we're sitting there together. I don't want to interrupt that time. And then all the questions start coming that I need to like walk through or go through right when we get in the bed. He's like, "This is not a bed conversation. This is a sitting up on the couch conversation." So I'm like, "But I just need to get it out for a minute." And he's like, "No, we can wait." Who snores louder?
I don't snore.
Yes, you do.
I don't hear it. So I can't judge that.
I don't snore either.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Who's more likely to eat dessert before dinner?
I don't eat dessert.
He does not like dessert. He does like my Nana's banana pudding and pecan pie, or pecan pie, however you say it. I said pecan.
Changed it. That's okay.
Anyway,
Neither here nor there.
he does like that. I just went through them. We don't have to answer all of them. If we could only eat one food for a week, what would it be? I would say that or steak.
The steak, yeah.
We didn't do it this year. We still had a little bit left, which he hunts. And so we have deer every year, venison. But we got a quarter of a cow, I guess 2 years ago now, from Missouri. And my Lord, that is some good beef. And we're like out now. I think we maybe have some hamburger left. But that for sure we could eat the steaks. So tender, so good. We could eat that probably for a
100%.
week straight and not get tired. When we were doing carnivore, we actually did do that for about a week. I felt great. Who's more dramatic when they're sick?
When they're sick, And I don't know, I'm probably pretty dramatic
Yeah.
because it's horrible.
Yes. Which I've heard, and this is what he tells me, like, men actually feel
Proven.
worse. And it's proven. I think that's what he's told me. That they feel worse. When we had the 2 girls that we were fostering, I randomly got, like, really sick.
Yeah.
Yes. And so the littlest one, she would not nap good on Sundays for some reason. And we had gone to Megan's boy's birthday party, and I just started feeling bad there. And we got home, and I was like, I've got to lay down. I had a fever, and the baby was not going to sleep. And Janie and Charlie was doing her own thing. Janie had laid down, but the baby, she would not go to sleep. And so I'm in there like trying to deal with her, and I'm getting so frustrated because she won't go to sleep. And he's out there cleaning out the freezer because it like broke or something.
Yeah, quit working.
It quit working. And I was just like, can you? And I was like trying not to be dramatic, but I was also dying, I felt like. And it was one of those things where I was like, if this was you, you would not even have anybody in here with you.
Because I'm sick.
Well, I was sick and I needed you to take the baby. But anyways, we live and we learn from those lessons. What is the best advice you've received for marriage?
I would say like serving one another. Like it's not about what I can do, but what I can do for you.
Yeah.
Or not what I want done for me. It's about serving you. I'm not here to serve. I'm not here to be served. I'm here to serve.
Okay. Mine always goes back to, and this has only worked, I think, one time for me, but Candace's husband, Stephen, on our wedding night in a video package, he said if you're going to argue naked because somebody ends up being distracted. And I did it once, not
100%.
Intentionally. I didn't do it.
Does work.
I didn't do it intentionally. I was like undressing, but we were in the middle of like an argument.
A tussle.
And I just remember I turned to him and he was like, you cannot.
Out.
And the argument was over. And I don't know if we ever resolved it, but it was absolutely hilarious. And I haven't done it again, maybe.
We came to a resolution quickly.
Yeah, we haven't been arguing as much here recently, which I'm thanking the Lord for, because there were times where we'd have the same stupid argument.
It's probably my fault, mostly.
No, but it's just the Lord's doing a work in our marriage, and I'm very thankful for, and our family, and I'm very thankful to see it. And I kind of want to share want you to share just a little bit too. It's been about a month and a half ago, he accepted
June.
God's call on his life. And I've seen this in him from the moment we started even like remotely dating. Well, we were dating.
I've known since I was 22.
Okay. Well, he's known since he was
36.
22 that he was called to preach. And this is how the Lord works too, because I always said, growing up as a pastor's kid, I always said I would never be a pastor's wife.
Never say never.
And the Lord's like, well, I'm going to have you never, and like you never before. So back in June, it was really June?
June 16th.
Was when you said it in the...
Oh, no, not down there. I was talking about like complete reformation.
So he said it in front of the church that he knew that the Lord was calling him.
No, he wasn't. He had already.
He had already called, but like he was saying yes to it. So I just kind of want you to share a little bit about that, because like I said, I've seen it in him and just seen these moments where, and this is nothing that I haven't like said to him before, but you would see almost these cycles of he would pursue what the Lord was calling him to do, but then he would get distracted. And it was almost like the insecurities that he felt like he had were hindering him. And as his wife, like I just was like, I didn't want to push too hard.
You have to be a quiet.
I was quietly praying.
Because it's one of those things that you can't like walk up to somebody and slap them and say, hey,
yeah,
you need to do this. But it's one of those that you have to just sit back in the corner and let the Lord.
And that's what I did a lot of the time. And I was confiding in people that were close to me. Like, I see this for him and I know what God's called him to do. And so as his wife, watching him step into this has been, I don't know, it's finally like that breath that you've been holding in for so long, you finally release it. And so I'm going to let you share just a little bit about.
Yeah, so I've known since I was 22. Like Jonah, I ran from the Lord, mainly because I was distracted, focused on things of the world, pursuing a career, or being good at a job, or being good at hobbies, which are also distractions. But what did it for me was I just decided one day that I was just going to read the entire Bible, and because I'd never done it. So I just started reading. I started in Matthew, and we got to the parable of the good servant. And Jesus said, "Blessed is the master who finds his servant so doing when he returns." And that was just like, I am not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I told the Lord, I said, "This is it. I'm going after the wrong thing." I repented, and I'm not looking back at anything that the world has for me. I'm running after him.
Yeah. Well, and I don't ask you to share that. Just like, I'm so, I don't know. It's like when you see somebody doing something and walking, like there's just been a shift in his, like the way he carries himself. There's an authority behind it. And for me, I was like, that's sexy because like I've seen it and I've known it for so long. And to finally see him doing what the Lord's called him to do was just, I was like, yes. So I did want him to share a little bit about that because, one, for y'all to pray, because as much as we pray for those of you that listen, something else to add to your prayer list is as he and I walk this out and what it looks like for our family, because we don't know. Only the Lord does, and that's really all we can do. All right. So if I was a character in the Bible, who would you say?
Hannah.
Hannah. Okay.
Samuel's mother. And not just on the aspect of the infertility part, but 1 Samuel chapter 1 says that Hannah made a vow and said, "O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look on the affliction of your maidservant and remember me and not forget your maidservant, but will give your maidservant a male child," not that we're praying for a male, we'll just say child, "then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and no razor shall come upon his head." And then you fast forward, and this is right before Samuel's born. I love what this is recorded. It says, "So it came to pass in the process of time that Hannah conceived and bore a son." And when I thought of the process of time, this is the process that we're going through.
Peter, yes. I
I've not denied him.
No, I'm not saying that. Peter is one of those like stubborn Bible characters that you just love because he's so relatable, and that's you. Like you have the questions. I mean, you see Peter ask like, "Really?" and you question God about things, but then like you'll go and you're willing to do whatever for
I
the
did
Lord.
like in Acts 2, after the Holy Spirit comes and all the people are saying that these people that were filled were just drunk. It says, "Then Peter stood up," and I just see, and that's when he preached like the greatest message. And I just see a boldness. And when I read that, I was like, that's how
Yeah, and like he wasn't
stand.
scared. He wasn't scared to do. I mean, he got out of the boat. He was like, "If it's you," he was willing to question the things. Like, "If this is you, tell me to get out of the boat and come to you." So I think that's you. Like you're Peter.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed getting to learn a little bit about us and our rapid fire style questions. We will later on try to get all four of us in the same room, but for time's sake, those we're wanting to do more marriage style parenting questions that are more in depth. So we're going to be opening up a question box or something for you all to submit questions that you may have about marriage. It can be about our marriage, Megan and Seth's marriage in general, whatever. Same with parenting, things like that. And so that'll be coming later with all four of us, hopefully in the same room. But we just wanted to get our spouses. I think Megan called it the Misterhood, the Misters to our sisterhood. So we wanted to have them on and just let you all get to hear them. And we hope you enjoyed this episode and that you'll come back next week for another exciting one. Gotta say bye.
Bye.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. We love getting to spend time with you, and we hope you love spending time with us.
Yes, and if you enjoyed it, we want you to go to Spotify, Apple, ever you listen, and please give us a like, a thumbs up, a rating,
Yes.
because this helps get it out to more people
Yeah.
so that more people can hear about Jesus and how amazing he is. It's not anything for us. It's just so people know his goodness.
Yeah, it helps us to be able to do more, to reach more. So hit those stars, hit those likes, leave a review. Tell us what you enjoyed. Tell us what you want more of. We want to hear from you. And as always, thanks for joining us this week, and we'll see you next week.